Now, Nigeria's naira climbed the most against the dollar in 2 weeks after the central bank said net foreign exchange reserves climbed to the highest in more than 3 years. We'll take a look at that. We'll give you details later. Now, in today's rapidly evolving world, financial security is no longer just a choice. It's an essential need with rapidly changing economies, job markets, and even family structures. The need for effective risk mitigation tools has never been greater. Among the most essential tools for ensuring financial stability is the term life insurance. Now, to speak on why insurance is a financial stability tool for sustainability is Victoria, joining us from Victoria Island in Lagos, is Director General, Nigerian Insurance Association, Bola Odukale. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Thanks for having me here.
How's Lagos this morning?
Oh, yes, Lagos is calm, it's bright today, brighter than yesterday, and of course, calmer. As against what we all went through yesterday here on Victoria Island with the traffic jam. It was quite
Okay.
hectic yesterday, yeah. But it's calm
Okay,
this
great.
morning.
Okay, great. Talking about stability, why do we need financial stability particularly in a rapidly changing world of ours as it is today? A whole lot of people have different perceptions about insurance. Can you put us through efforts that has been made to ensure that insurance is being widely accepted by virtually every Nigerian?
Okay, so thank you very much, and thanks for having me once again. When we talk of financial stability, it cannot be overemphasized the fact that when you have financial stability, it helps to foster progress. It helps to foster empowerment within, whether in the life of an individual or in a corporation or even in a country. Stability will also give room for growth wherever you are at any point in time. And of course, this is what insurance serves to do. Insurance serves as financial stability tools in several ways to us. First and foremost, it helps us to manage our risk. Risk management is key through the various financial protection that insurance can offer us against unforeseen circumstances,
Circumstances.
whether it's death, whether it's natural disaster, whether it's accidents, whether it's business disruptions. And when you talk of business disruptions, when there are problems like that, business can continue if you have the proper insurances in place. So financial stability is key to any business for its continuity if the proper insurances are in place. So insurance helps to ensure, business continuity in the event of, experience an organization has through disruption, which could happen through damage to property, damage to things that the organization is using for their businesses, or even through natural disaster that happen from time to time, damage to property and equipment and all of that. So insurance says, helps to ensure that there is stability. Then of course, when you talk of peace of mind, when you have the proper insurances in place, you have the peace of mind. So when there are issues, when the unforeseen happens, you can continue to move on with life while your insurances will take care of the issues that are arising from that disaster or the unforeseen circumstances that you have. For example, take the case of death, of a breadwinner in a family, somebody who has 3, 4 children in school. If you have the proper insurance products, if you have bought the proper insurance products, the life products, education products that could protect your family in the event of demise, the family, despite the fact that they have suffered the loss of a breadwinner, at least there's some level of peace of mind because insurance will come in to take care of the children's school fees from that point on. But when you don't have anywhere to turn to, it's double issues. You are thinking of how do these children continue in school, and you are thinking of the breadwinner who has died. So insurance helps in a great way to ensure that there is stability from time to time. It can also, help to reduce financial stress, financial pressure when we take up the right insurances, at every point in time. And like I said, your business can
Okay,
continue when you have insurance.
talking about choosing the right insurance policy. Haven't mentioned all the advantages, particularly the captivating aspect of it is the peace of mind. But permit me to say at this point that we Nigerians, we're very spiritual people, and we have the mindset that whatever happens, it is God that wills, God protects, God gives life, God takes life. Whatever happens to you, God allowed it to happen. What are you doing to change such a perception?
Okay, so yes, of course, we are very religious people, but it does not take away the fact that life has to continue even after the death of anybody, breadwinner or so. But for insurance, what we'll do is continuous awareness, because a lot of times the problem we'll have with the insuring public is the fact that they do not even understand the benefits of insurance. So what we continue to do is to continue to create awareness on the benefits of insurance, what you stand to gain when you have the proper policies in place, whether it's life, whether it's on your property, whether it's on your business, what benefits you stand to gain from time to time when the unforeseen happens. Because we live in the midst of risk every now and then. At every point in time, we are faced with different risks. So there's a need for us to be able to mitigate these risks when they happen. And when they happen, nobody knows. Things just happen, and you have to get, you have something that will cushion the effect of what has happened to you. So we continue to provide awareness, education. We try to put products together that will speak to the needs of the people outside there. And insurance can attend to virtually every aspect of our lives. If you have children in school, you need to put resources together for their future education. Insurance can help to attend to that. Of course, you have your vehicles. You can insure your vehicles, like we have always said. Every vehicle on the road must have insurance in place. At the minimum of third party, you can do comprehensive. You have your business. There's the business continuity plans that will have in place. Then you are transferring your goods from one end to the other. There's the GIT, what we call goods in transit. We have the public liability. We have so that in every area and every aspect of our lives, we have one product of insurance, one policy of insurance or the other that can speak to the risks that we face. And like I said, we continue to create awareness. We continue to educate the people on the benefits. What people do not understand
Okay,
are the benefits
Mrs.
you stand to
Odukale, Mrs. Odukale,
gain.
let me hold your thoughts at this time. There is so much to ensure, talking about what we do as people, whether as a civil servant, whether as a business person. Well, for an average Nigerian, whether in business or civil service, what would you advise to be the best policy to take, minimally?
Okay, so the best policy you take as an individual depends on your circumstances. So I think the first thing you do is look at yourself, ask yourself, in what stage, in what season of my life am I in? So there are policies that are general to us. For example, I've said it, you have a vehicle, of course, you must insure your vehicle. You build a house, you must insure your house. If you have children in school, then you think of their education, then of course you think of education policy. But then life policy is also very important, because debt is for a breadwinner. Life policy is key because debt is something that comes and nobody, no, that destabilizes, and a family from time to time. And nobody wishes for it, but it does happen. So it depends, like I said, it depends on the circumstances you have found yourself and where you are in that season of your life. But I would always recommend, first and foremost, everybody must try to have a life policy in place in the event of death. If you are running a business, look at your business, assess the risks that are inherent in your business, and try to put the proper policies in place to protect your business, so that in the event of any disruption, your business can still continue. So risk assessment is very key, so that you know the kind of policies you should take at any point in time. That's
Okay,
assessing your risk, where you are and what you need is key to you.
Okay. Still talking about assessing risks. Let's talk about insurance as a tool for resilience. How do we integrate it into a broader financial plan that includes savings, investments, and emergency funds to achieve a comprehensive financial security?
Okay. I think the starting point is what we call risk identification. As part of policies, whether broadly in an organization, even as a country, as a people, the first set of things we need to do is be able to be able to identify the risks that are inherent in our day-to-day lives, in the things we do. What risk can this organization face? What are the things that are likely to happen? Are you able to identify them? So identifying our risk is key. Then the next thing is, when we identify these risks, we then try to do what we call a risk assessment. The risk assessment is be able to assess the impact of any unforeseen occurrence on whether it's the business or whether it's on the environment or the venture that we are in, or even in our individual lives. If this thing happens, what will be the impact in the economy as a whole, in any sector as a whole? The ability to assess that risk and the impact of that risk is very key. Then the next thing we think about is, how do we then mitigate this risk? What do we need to do to mitigate the risks that are inherent in these things, that are inherent in the organization, in the system that we are in? How do we mitigate this risk? It's very key to us. Do we take, what kind of insurance do we need to take, so that when these things happen, then this is what will happen for us to be able to continue from where we are. And of course, after that, we then think of, okay, we are mitigating this risk in this way. How do we then go about it? We then enlist the services of insurance companies. Do we want to pull the risk together? Do we want to retain part of it? Do we want to collaborate with other third parties so that we are able to manage some of these risks even on our own? Or what are we able to do? So that is key, and those things are important for us to weave into our organization. Do we need to reduce in certain areas so that we are able to mitigate, reduce certain things, so that we're able to mitigate risk in those areas, so that we're able to level things in those areas, so that impact will be reduced? So that assessment is very, very key to us. That identification, some of us, we just do business day to day, we just come in and go out. We have not been able to sit down to identify, the risks that are inherent. We just take it that when things come, we'll be able to attend to it. But indeed, most of the time, when the shocks come, we are not able to face those shocks because we have not taken our
So,
time.
so, so what,
We are
what you're saying in essence is there is the need to plan and plan ahead, and the way
to
to do
plan, yes,
that
to plan
for
ahead, yes.
sustainability is
Yeah.
insurance. Thank you very
Yes.
much, Director General, Insurance Association of Nigeria, Bola Odukale, for sharing your thoughts with us at this point in time. We'll be reconnecting with you some other time to give us feedback on some of these projects and programs you have on.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Great.